guys, it's ASPYT and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, if you're one of these people who's looking to buy a pair of Apple Airpods or wireless earbuds in general, then stop what you're doing. You might want to watch this video because I have in front of me 5 cheap alternatives to those big brands. So let's get straight to it. Right, so like I said, today we're talking about wireless earbuds that are all at an affordable price. And I'm going to be going through them. I'm going to be talking design, I'm going to be talking build quality, and of course I'm going to be talking the most important thing, which is of course sound, because there's no point in you looking good if it sounds awful. We'll also touch a little bit on comfort as well. So I'm going to run through all of them very briefly, give a sort of mini review, and then I'm going to go through and order them from 1 to 5 in terms of those 3 core features. Now, I've only been using all of these for a short time, so if you want to see any of them in more detail, then let me know and I will do a full review for you. Now, if you like any of these that I'm going to show you today, I will leave the product links in the video description below with some of the best prices. I do have some good money off coupons as well, so feel free to go and check them out. So from left to right, we have the A7 Bluetooth wireless earphones. We have the Syllabus D9X. We have these ones in the middle, which don't actually have a name according to the website. They're just referred to as waterproof double Bluetooth headset, which is interesting. Moving on, then we've got the Huawei Honor X Sports, and finally we have the Cuteseat T1 Pros. You may not have heard of any of them, but let's push that aside and let's see how they deliver on the 3 areas. So we're going to push all 4 forwards, and we're going to open up the first ones, which are of course the A7s, and these look probably the most like Apple Airpods that you're going to see. So you open them up, and as you can see in here are the earphones, and just to show you exactly the size of them, I will actually put them in. That's how they're going to look from the side. Not too big and very portable. Probably the most portable because it is the smallest case. And simply, once this is charged, this pod here, you simply just put these in here. And as you can see, the lights will flash, and you can see here it is charging on there. Sound quality, the actual bass is lacking in a bit of punch for me, so sort of vocals and stuff like that is pretty good, but the actual, it needs to be a bit punchier for me. Is it awful sound quality? Absolutely not. Is it the best? Absolutely not. It's sort of somewhere in between. Now we're going to move on to the Syllabus D9Xs. And they come in the biggest pouch, so they're probably the least portable out of all of them. We'll just open them up. What I don't like about these is that doesn't suffice. So if that's not going to work for you, you need to actually include these and clip them to here through a magnet. Now, is it practical? Not really, because all you have to do is simply sort of knock it and that just comes off. And then A, you can lose them, and B, it will disconnect every time you do that. So it's probably one of the strangest designs I've ever seen. Comfort-wise, these probably are the worst. If I have these in for more than about 10 minutes, they start to sort of hurt, so not ideal. But of course, you can forgive kind of most of that if the sound quality on these was good. Is it good? No, it's pretty horrible, to be honest. It's not really much I can say good about it. It plays music. That's about it. If you're looking for really good sound quality, then definitely leave these to one side. Right, so next up we have the earphones which have no name. Of course, these are waterproof. I've not actually had a chance to test the waterproofness of them. Is that a waterproofness? I've not had a chance to test that, but of course, if you are interested, I will do a full review like I've mentioned. Now, these are one of the most portable alongside the A7s because it's a very small package, and again, they charge as soon as you pop them into there. That will then charge. You have your micro USB to charge the pod. When you get them out, of course, you'll notice they're like a glossy black, and in terms of build quality, they're not the best, but they are very, very portable, and the sound quality is okay. Similar to the A7s, you're not really getting a great deal of bass on them, but again, vocals, for example, are okay. Is it going to be the best sound quality? Same that I mentioned with the A7s? No. But certainly, you've got to think where you are in the price bracket. Now, just to show you when you pop them in, unlike the A7s, which really do look like good quality sort of earphones, these feel comfortable. but they don't look the best for me, because if I was out, I mean, I think I showed a picture of these to somebody and they sent back the message, oh, nice hearing aid. So that kind of gives you an idea that potentially they could certainly, as a company, look to improve the design of them and make them look a lot more like a set of earphones, for me personally anyway. It might not bother you that much, and of course the black will do a better job than potentially a white product at not looking like a hearing aid. Right, so moving on, we now have the Huawei Honor X Sports, and again, it's a fairly small package. Now, this one for me is probably the biggest mixed bag of the lot of them, because number one, the sound quality on these is probably the best out of all 5. However, you do have a cable. It's not, you don't have to connect it to your phone. Obviously, it is still Bluetooth, but you will still have the cable behind you. So you pop them in like so, and they are very comfy, don't get me wrong. They also have, alongside these ones, which I forgot to mention, the fact that you've got this sort of silicone, it does do a good job at blocking out outside sound. These ones do the same as these, as do these, but we'll get to them in a second. These ones don't have that function. It's just like a normal iPhone earphone. iPhone earphone? Headphone. iPhone earphone headphone. Sound like I'm doing a nursery rhyme. Right, so yes, they are comfortable. Yes, they are the best sound in terms of vocals are crisp. The bass is really punchy. I mean, the all-round sound is far superior, in my opinion, to the rest on the table. And similar to another video review of a set of earphones that I did here, it's quite a while ago, but they are very similar in terms of sound quality. But it's whether you want the cable or not, and that comes down to the fact that, is it design that you want? Is it sound quality you want? Is it the most portable? No, because obviously you have the cable which gets tangled, and then you have to sort of shove it inside the thing and zip it up, whereas all the rest of them, they simply just plop in magnetically into the pods and they're good to go. Right, so the final one we have is the Cuteseat T1 Pros, and these are probably the most premium feeling set that we've got. Starting off with the pod, it looks really nice. You've obviously got the metallic look to there and then the matte finish on here. It looks more expensive than it actually is. Bearing in mind these retail for about £30. Slide down, and here they are in here. And similar to these ones, the downside to these, they do look a little bit like a hearing aid, like I've mentioned. In terms of comfort, great. In terms of noise cancelling, these ones, alongside these two, probably work the best for that. One thing I did miss off is ease of setup. Now, all of them pretty much are just a simple tap on that surface, and then it'll flash blue and red, and then you can sync up via Bluetooth to your smartphone or whatever device you want to use. The most difficult one was, again, unfortunately, the Syllabus ones, which I had a problem with connecting on one of them a couple of times, and then eventually it did work, but it's just, that might have just been me, but it was slightly more difficult than the rest of them to actually set up. So sound quality, again, vocals good. The bass on these is better than the rest of them, other than the Honors. Oh, Bluetooth is kicking off. It's talking to me. I'll put them back. For £30, you're getting a pretty punchy sound outside of the Honors, which are probably the best. And that's pretty much it in terms of the overall quick review of the 5 products. Like I said, I've only tested them shortly, so I can go into more detail on certain ones if you are interested. I'm now going to do my quick 1 to 5 for the 3 key areas: design, build quality, and sound. So, design. In my personal opinion, starting from 5 to 1, we're going to go with Syllabus at the end, just because the design of the magnetic break-off bits that disconnect is just a really poor idea for me, and it's in the bulkiest case. Next, in terms of design, is the Honors, because I personally, if I buy a wireless product, I don't want cables. Regardless of whether I have to connect it to my phone or not, I don't want cables, so that is going there. Then it's a real toss-up between these two, because they both are very, very similar, but I feel that the T1 Pros look slightly more premium. So I'm going to go 3, 2, and the A7s at the top, because they look the most like Apple Airpods. They look the most like earphones in general, and they're not too big, and they are in the most portable case. Now we're on to build quality, and this is where it's going to switch up. Syllabus, unfortunately, is going to stay down this end in number 5. It's the cheapest feeling product, and it's just a nasty product. Sorry, Syllabus. I'm sure you've got some lovely products. This was not one of them, in my opinion. Obviously, these are just my opinions, and other people will disagree. Next, in terms of build quality, we're going to go with the no-named waterproof Bluetooth earbuds, just due to the fact that The actual case feels quite really plasticky, not well built at all. Hinge is awful, and the glossiness to the black, I prefer matte personally, it looks more premium. They just don't feel like a very nicely built product. Then we're going to go with the A7s in third because, yes, the box looks nice, but the actual hinge isn't the best. And the actual earbud just feels a little bit plasticky for my liking. Not a deal breaker for me personally, but it can't go any further than 3 in the list. Then it comes down to the Honors and the T1 Pros. So into second place for the build quality, I'm going to go with the Honors because they don't feel like they're going to break easily, but they don't quite have that premium build quality finish which the T1 Pros do. The pod looks really premium like I've already mentioned, and the actual earbuds as well, they feel like something you would see on an Apple product, the actual way it's been built. So for me, it tips it into first place for build quality, and that is our lineup for that one. And finally, in terms of sound, we're now going to switch it up again, and of course, Syllabus now jumps to number what? No, it definitely doesn't. It's in 5th place, last place, again. Sorry, Syllabus, again. I just can't recommend this product. Then next in sound quality, I'm going to go with the Indescript Bluetooth waterproof earbuds. Then into third place is a real toss-up between the T1 Pros and of course the A7s. Both do a reasonable job of sound. The vocals are very clean and crisp. The bass is lacking in a little bit of punch, but I feel overall the sound is marginally better on the T1 Pros. So the A7s are going to go in third. The T1 Pros are going to go in second. And by far the best sound quality out of all 5 of these is the Huawei Honor X Sports. They just have a much fuller all-round quality sound. Of course, like I mentioned, if you want any details on these 5 products, they will be listed below, so you can go through and get the more in-depth specs and things like that if that's something that interests you. I just thought I'd keep it very clean, crisp, and simple. So like this video if you did, of course, find it helpful. Share it with your friends and family if they're interested in getting some Bluetooth wireless earphones. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy tech daily, reviews and unboxings on products like these, software and app reviews as well. Pretty much daily content on the channel. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says BYT. Peace out.